Well, g'day again. Here I am down in the far end of the garden, ready to do my spraying. I've tested it out. A little bit of a problem there, but I've got a crease in here to stop the water flowing, and if I release the hose, I've got this operating for me, putting my fertilizer in rather quickly, because I'm allowing the thrive there to be pushed through by this water, and it makes it so much easier. I used to carry all these buckets around and I'd pour them over, and I realised I didn't have to do it that way. I just had to do it so that it was an easier method for me to get around such a large area. And of course, it worked really well. But at the moment, some of my vegetables are in need of a bit of energy. So I'm just moving around. Hopefully you're getting this. And I'll just spray everything in the garden, and I will have fertilized this whole area in a matter of moments, rather than taking hours to do this. Because it used to take quite some time to travel back and forward and to cover the whole area. But because I'm doing it in this method, I've made life so much easier for myself. And as you can see, I'm getting a fair bit of this fertilizer on in a very, very short period of time. Sorry about that with the camera. Bit hard using two hands to do this, but everything's getting a nice little wash. Now it's only a weak amount that I'm putting on here. I'm not putting a large amount of fertilizer on, and that way I can come back a little bit later and do the same thing. Now I'm just putting that down for the moment and making sure that I cover everyone. Now I planted some seeds over there yesterday, so I've got a little bit of work to do filling the rest of this area. I think you'll agree that that's a nice generous amount of fertilizer that I've put on there, and I can feel the weight of the bottle going down as it's pumping out a fairly good mixture. As I said, it's a fairly weak thing that I've got going. We'll go and do this now. Now this bit silly, sometimes I'm wasting far too much because I'm in the wrong angles. And I'm getting all my camera angles wrong. But basically, I can now put this fertilizer in. It's a nitrogen-based fertilizer, so it's giving it energy. And everything gets a nice little dripping. I've got one back here. I really need to hit. Bit of a waste. But because I'm going down on an angle, most of this is going on to those plants. Some beautiful flowers coming through. This will compensate for the little bit of a loss of energy that has been coming through the soil. Now this is not the only fertilizer I'm going to use, but at the moment I'm just trying to base this on green growth and getting activity going. And everything gets a little bit of a water at the same time, and everything's getting a little bit of fertilizer. Anyway, I think you can see what I'm attempting to do. Some of these things are growing nicely. We'll have a bit more, a bit of a rush of growth after this, I believe. And later on I'll put in some fertilizers into that soil, just to push them along. You can see some beautiful little plants. I've doubled up on the seeds that didn't grow in some of the pots, and some of the new pots They're starting to really push on. Whoops, we've got a kink. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Go and straighten out the kink. Thank you very much again for allowing me to be so silly in front of you. But this really works, and I'm pleased that I can be able to show you how to do this much easier system of watering and fertilizing your garden. Okay, I'll see you later.